Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Blessing Sipuseti Mwamba, and you have reached the greatest of all times. Yeah, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. As you have seen the title, today I'll be giving out study tips. And the reason you should take study tips from me, because I am an LLB student, meaning that I managed to qualify for LLB and I'm doing my second year in LLB and I'm cruising nicely. So yeah, you need to stick around and take these study tips because yeah, they are working. Yeah, when I'm because I'm out here in university in LLB. Yeah, okay. So today I'll be sharing study tips and I will tell you how to get distinctions and things like that. It doesn't matter what course you are doing, just think as long as you're a student, maybe you are in high school or university or whatsoever. I'm gonna share the study tips, and I want to make this video short and sweet and simple. Okay, number one, the thing is that you need to set specific goals. You can't wake up and study like a person with no direction. You're just gonna do things. You need to sit down, write down your goals, and be like, I want to get maybe 80% in mathematics. And then after saying that you want to get 80% in mathematics, write a schedule and say that from Monday to Friday, every time when it's like 1 p.m. to 5 p.m., I'll be studying what mathematics, and have that thing maybe pasted on a wall, and then you can kind of like treat it as a legally binding contract, meaning that whether you like it or not, you have to follow what you have written down, because it is somewhat a specific goal you have set for yourself. And then you need to create a study schedule. I think I've talked about this already. Like, you need a certain timetable, you write it and then you paste it at the back of your door, or maybe you have it on your iPhone or whatsoever, and then you need to follow the timetable, because you can't study as if you are a drunkard or someone here who's unorganized. You can't wake up and be like, okay, I want to study and I will study. No, you need a certain timetable. Like, tell yourself, could see from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I'm studying. From 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I'm taking a nap. From 9 p.m. to 12 p.m. I'm studying. From 12 to 5 I'm sleeping. And then I wake up from 5 and then I do my chores, maybe bath and cook whatsoever, You have to get a certain schedule so that you are organized. And another thing, for certain people you can use active recall, and I think the thing of active recall works for literally anybody, because you are studying, right? You firstly do your notes or whatever, right? And then after doing your notes, and then yeah, you kind of like sit, you recall, you want to know what you have and what you don't have. You get the chance and be like, okay, what is a contract? A contract is this and that. And then if you try to do active recall and then you don't recall anything, that means you should go back and do the work, because you have proved to yourself that you don't know anything. And then you can also use spaced repetition, and I recommend this one because I rely on this. Maybe let's say from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. you were studying about contracts, and then maybe from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. you can study about Mercedes-Benz or anything like that. And then later in the day, maybe from like 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. you can study about contracts which you have studied about earlier on the day. It makes sense, because you kind of like revive what you revive the information. You don't sit there and forget about it. Every now and then, you revive, and there's no way you're gonna forget something which you have studied every now and then, every now and then, every now and then. And then another thing that you could do, maybe eliminate distractions, because your brain needs to be focused on one thing solely, because you can be out here and then when you're thinking about Netflix while you want to study, you have to take your iPad, like, just turn the thing off, put it far from you, and then study, and tell yourself that if I'm studying in this 10 hours, I'm just gonna put my phone maybe in the next room, or maybe I won't charge my phone at all, because I know if it has battery I'll be tempted to log in on my Instagram. But then if my phone doesn't have battery, then there will be no need, like there will be no possibility of me being distracted by a phone, given the fact that I did not charge the phone. It's exam season. If you do not have to charge your phone for 7 days, let it be. If you won't need your phone maybe for emails or WhatsApp, don't charge it for 7 days. Like, I don't care, maybe if your exams are for a month, then don't charge your phone for a month, because if you don't have battery, like, what is going to distract you? Given the fact that your phone won't have battery, what will distract you? And then another thing that you could do is study in a quiet and organized place. Okay, certain people study in loud spaces, but then I recommend studying in quiet places, because maybe for an instance I'm studying in a tavern, like a club. I'm studying right now, I'm talking about contracts, and then the other person is talking about, you know, violence or whatever. Like, my focus will be shifted from the contracts that I'm studying about to violence, and then it shifts concentration in somewhat. And then another thing that you can do is teach what you learn. I recommend this one of teaching what you learn. Like, firstly, you have to study, maybe for example, I'm going to use contracts, right? Maybe you're studying contracts to that extent, like you want to make sure that you know contracts as if it was just common sense, and when you know it to such an extent, you can teach the next person simple, because you know the thing. And then when you teach certain people, you can realize, good thing, no man, I don't know this one, I don't know this one, and I should go back and study that thing. Yeah, bro. And it works. I hope I make sense in this one. And another thing that you can do is just stay positive. Yeah, be positive, because if you tell yourself that you're gonna fail, you are setting yourself up for failure. But then if you are optimistic, you are kind of like telling yourself that you will do everything great, whether come hell or high waters. And guys, please subscribe to the channel and like this video, refer my channel to your grandmother and all of your friends, so that will be truly appreciated by I Blessing Sipho Mwamba. And this is the end of this video, and I had the study tips stored in the laptop. That's why I was looking on it, because I was referencing, because there's no way I was gonna chrome that cover. Yeah, and peace.